Jesse and Cody, awesome dudes, got us out here in the field. Me and my brother Ty, behind the camera, going after management bugs today. So, guys been flying. It's about 4 o'clock right now. Got a strong wind, but hopefully everything's gonna work out for us. Got the feed out at 20 yards, so pretty good chip shot. So we're good. Fingers crossed. Hope everything goes our way.
So we're not sitting in the blind maybe an hour, and all of a sudden our guide that's looking over us about 150 yards away gives us a text and says, "Y'all get ready, they coming." Unfortunately, right when we got the green light to go ahead and shoot one of the management bucks, one of the deer caught our wind and spooked it and cleared the whole field out. So for day 2, we put the bows away, and we had our eyes set on going to shoot some hogs out of a helicopter. So the helicopter setup was the pilot west, and then 2 people, one on the front, one on the back, both on the left side. So due to weight constraints from the helicopter, we weren't able to get ideal video, but we were able to mount some Tacticam cameras on the barrels of the shotguns, and so that's the footage that we're going to play for y'all right now. Alright, it's day 3 right now, heading back to the woods. Got a cold wind by 30 degrees. about 8-mile-an-hour wind, so deer should be on their feet moving. Yesterday went hog hunting. It was just, like, extremely fun. Probably one of the funnest things I've ever done. But me and Ty, we're gonna go back and sit in the same blind that we sat in the first day, and we got a perfect wind for it today. So hopefully we can get it done. Deer ain't gonna smell us. So I'm gonna let Ty shoot first today. So maybe after he shoots, another deer will come back, or I could always shoot one this afternoon or tomorrow morning. So when you get back in the blind, I'll update y'all what's going on. So as soon as we got back in the blind, I don't even think we had our releases on or arrows knocked, nothing. We were not set up whatsoever. And Ty taps me on the shoulders. I look up and they got deer funneling in the field already, headed to the feed. So it just so happens that the first deer that pops in the field that morning was the big wide 9-point that we were trying to kill the first evening that we hunted this blind. But due to the deer coming out so early, we really couldn't even tell what all was what at first. So the deer feeds around for about 20-25 minutes, and we finally had enough light to verify that it was the right deer we were trying to shoot, and we had enough camera light. So we went ahead, texted the guide, and he gave us the green light to go ahead and shoot whenever we were ready. So whenever the deer presented a broadside shot, Ty was going to go ahead and take him. Smoked him. Well, we got the big 9-point we were after. We just swapped out. I'm behind the camera now. Matt's got the bow. I dropped a hammer on it. Look at the spurs. Look, there it is. Right here. That'll work. That's what I like to see.
Bro, they had deer.
Smashed them.
Yeah. They had deer come up before we even got this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess y'all could see him when he fell, huh?
He just, like, as soon as he disappeared, he must have crashed.
Let's see. Yeah, he got about right here. He's like walked up. Oh, he was actually a 10. I didn't even see that.
So, even though Ty got his deer and we were excited to celebrate it, we called word that a bunch of other people killed this morning too. So we were excited to get back to the camp and celebrate with all of them. Our buddy Dean, he killed him a nice 9-point. Our buddy Ken, he killed a big wide 8-point. And then Travis, he also killed a nice management 8-point. Alright, we're back here. I'm at the 4K ranch. Today, got a mid-30s, upper 40s. We got a good win for this spot. We kind of switched up game plans. Went from one piece of property, now we're at the 80,000 acres over here. Wind's blowing hard, but it's in a good direction, so don't have any trouble with the scent.
if they got another big deer that steps out and we want to take him, we could go ahead and shoot him too. But I'm up to bed this afternoon. Ty got his deer this morning, so I'm gonna try to get it done. And then whatever walks out from there, hogs, does. I think Ty's gonna clean up shop after that, so we can sit tight and see what we can see. It's not what you want to see when you deer hunt.
So the hunt goes on, and not much is happening. We had a few does funnel in, so we're waiting on a buck to come in for me to shoot. But once it started to get dark, we went ahead and made a decision for me to grab the camera and let Ty go ahead and shoot one of the does.
Smoked. Yeah, you hit right behind the shoulder.
So after about 20-30 minutes after the shot, we went ahead and we recovered the arrow, and we saw blood. So we started tracking, and about 30-40 yards later, we started kind of getting slim on blood, and it was getting dark, and we didn't have a good flashlight. So we went ahead and backed out and waited for the guy to get there with Cheeto, his little dog, tracking dog. But his dog is amazing at tracking deer, so we knew that once he found blood, we were going to recover the deer. So Cheeto ended up getting on the blood and ended up tracking the doe about 200 yards and found her behind a tree. So after we recovered Ty's doe, we got in the truck and loaded up to go pick up one of our buddies, Rylan. He was in a tree stand. So on the way to go pick him up, we jumped a pack of hogs in the truck. So we hopped out the truck, and our buddy Cade ended up shooting one. Well, we noticed it had some tusks, so we wanted to go ahead and check out, get a picture with his tusk, and you will see how this unfolds.
Yeah, decent. Mm-hmm. Where'd you hit the hit? Had to be. Well, the first shot was on the opposite, huh?
Where did you get him?
I just scared him.
He's about to get up. Oh my!
Dude, that was funny. But really though, where did I hit?
So the next morning, I was headed back to the 80,000 acres by myself. Everybody else had already killed deer. So it was me and Jake left up to bet, and this was the last morning. So I'll go ahead to go and self-film, and the tree that I get in just is not set up to self-film out of. So I took the camera off the swing arm and just did a handheld video for as long as I could. I went in to kill a big tall 9-point that they had seen the day before, but couldn't get a shot on him. So I was by myself and going after one deer in particular, and so I started seeing a few deer right at the beginning, and all of a sudden I turned the camera to the left, and there's a 9-point walking straight out in front of me about 25 yards. So as soon as I see the 9-point, I go ahead and put the camera up, and unfortunately I didn't get to get any of it on film. My Tacticam on my bow actually wasn't recording for whatever reason. I don't know if the battery wasn't charged or what, but I either had to make a decision, either try to hold the camera or set the camera up to try to shoot in video, or just go ahead and take the shot while I could. So that's what I went ahead and did, was take the shot.
So I just shot the 9-point. The shot looked a little low and back, but he did a big kick whenever I shot. So I think he's gonna be dead. He ran off, and I lost sight of him behind some brush. But I think the shot was good enough to kill him. So I'm gonna wait on Jake to finish their hunt. Then they can come over here. Hopefully we can go and find him.
So after about 20-30 minutes, I got down to where I shot, and they had blood all over the place. I started trailing blood. You could watch blood for 20-30 yards out in front of you. And then by 150, 200 yards after tracking, the blood started shrinking, getting smaller and smaller to basically you couldn't even see what we were looking for anymore. So after the blood started getting harder and harder to find, me and Jake, we backed out to wait on Cody and Cheeto to come, and then also my brother was coming to help recover the deer too. So once they got there, we got Cheeto strapped up, got his tracking collar on, and let him get down and smell the blood, and he took off. Cheeto ended up jumping the deer about 500 yards from where I shot him, and ended up running this deer into some brush. Had him bayed up for probably 5-10 minutes. So as we're running through the woods trying to get to him, the deer ends up breaking the bay and hits another burst and runs another probably 1,000 yards and ends up rolling down a hill and ended up dying right there. So we were soaking wet with sweat, full of cactus. So we go back to the truck, drive the truck down to where we recovered the deer at, and all I can say is thanks to Cheeto, because if we didn't have Cheeto, we would have never found this deer. So, kind of to round up my hunt and the trip, I killed the 9-point that I went after this morning. Jake, he got on the board, he killed 8-point with a split G2, nice deer. Got him right here in the ice chest, got everything loaded up, headed home. We just made a pit stop to get gas, but this will be the closing out of this video. So, hope everybody enjoyed it, fun trip.